Hello, good day everyone, Roj Alado here, and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to share to you Australia ABCs, a book about the people and places of Australia, written by Sarah Heiman, illustrated by Arturo Avila. Good day, mate. This is how Australians greet each other. It means good day, friend. They call Australia Oz and themselves Aussies. Australia is an island country south of Asia. It is between South Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. About 19 million people live in Australia. It ranks 53rd in world population. Australia is also called the land down under because it is under or south of the equator. A is for Aborigine. People have lived in Australia for at least 50,000 years. In the 1600s, explorers came from Europe. They called all the different people living there Aborigines. Aborigines still live in Australia today. Some paint their bodies for special ceremonies, but now they usually dress like other Australians. Aborigines have names for the different groups. One name is the Koori. Other Aborigine groups are the Muri, Bama, Noongar, Wungi, Yungu, Yuan, and Palawa. B is for boomerang. A boomerang is a specially curved piece of wood. If you throw it with skill, it comes back to you. A boomerang is used for hunting and playing games. Ancient rock carvings in Australia show that people used boomerangs more than 14,000 years ago. C is for cricket. Cricket is a popular sport in Australia. It's played with wide, flat bats and a hard, red ball that is slightly larger and heavier than a baseball. Games can last from one afternoon to 5 days. Cricket was brought to Australia from England. D is for didgeridoo. A didgeridoo is a musical instrument made from a tree branch that has been hollowed out by insects. Aborigines invented the didgeridoo long ago. They can make it sound like animal calls, a bubbling brook, or a roaring thunder. E is for eucalyptus. A eucalyptus tree or the jimiri has oily leaves with a strong smell. There are over 600 different kinds of eucalyptus trees. Koalas eat only eucalyptus leaves, which are poisonous to most other animals. Australia's national flower is actually a flowering tree, the golden wattle. September 1st is National Wattle Day. Everyone is encouraged to plant a tree or bush. F is for the flag. Australia's flag shows Britain's flag in the upper left corner. The large star on the flag stands for the 6 states and 2 territories of Australia. The small stars stand for the Southern Cross, a group of stars you can see when you are south of the equator. Australia, like the United States, used to be several British colonies or groups of people governed by Britain. In 1901, Australia became a country with its own government. Now it belongs to a group of nations led by Britain. Aborigines have their own flag, plus the Australian flag. On the Aboriginal flag, the color black is for the people, yellow stands for the sun, and the red is for the earth. G is for Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef. Coral are tiny, brightly colored sea creatures. The reef is made of both live coral and the skeletons of dead coral. It is home to many beautiful fish and sea plants. The reef is so big, it can be seen from the space. H is for Harbour Bridge. Tour groups can climb stairs to the top of the Harbour Bridge in Sydney. The climbers have to be tied to a safety rail as they climbed. Their reward at the top is the great view of the city and the Sydney Harbour. The bridge spans 1,650 feet or 503 meters and carries up to 15,000 cars at a time. It has 8 car lanes, 2 train lanes, and a walkway and a bike lane. I is for island. Australia is the largest island in the world. It is both a country and a continent. Most of the people live in large cities along the eastern sea coast. Tasmania, an island south of Australia, is Australia's smallest state. Aussies call Tasmania Tas-Sea. J is for jackaroos and jillaroos. Australian cattle and sheep ranches are called stations. New ranch workers or station hands are called jackaroos and jillaroos. K is for kangaroo. Kangaroos are popular tourist attraction in Australia. A kangaroo is a marsupial, which is a mammal raises its young in a pouch on its body. A baby kangaroo is called joey. Australia is home to many animals such as the kangaroo that don't live anywhere else in the world, except perhaps in zoos. L is for lyrebird. The Australian lyrebird gets its name from its amazing tail. The male's tail feathers spread out to form the shape of a lyre, an instrument that is like a harp. Lyrebirds can copy the calls of other birds and animals. Lyrebirds can even copy sounds such as ringing phones and honking horns. M is for money. Australia's unit of money is the Australian dollar. Australian money includes coins and bills. The bills are printed on a thin plastic instead of paper. Queen Elizabeth II is pictured on the Australian $5 bill. She is the Queen of Britain and also the Queen of Australia. Since Australia became its own country in 1901, the Queen is no longer as involved in the government there. Australians elect their own people to run their government. N is for Namburng National Park. The Namburng National Park in Western Australia is one of the more than 500 national parks in the country. In Namburng, visitors can hike into the Pinnacles Desert, which has thousands of giant rock pillars jutting out of the yellow sand. O is for Outback. Beyond the coastal cities of Australia is a huge area known as the Outback. There are very few towns in the Outback. Most of it is desert. The rest of this land is grassland used for raising cattle and sheep. The Outback is also called the bush. The largest sheep station in the Outback has about 70,000 sheep. Australia has 9 times more sheep than people. P is for platypus. The platypus is one of only 3 mammals in the world that lay eggs. A platypus has a tail like a beaver's and a bill like a duck's. Platypus live near rivers and lakes, and they live only in Australia. Q is for Queensland. Queensland is where many Aussies vacation or go on holiday. The state is famous for its beaches, tropical islands, lush rainforests, and the Great Barrier Reef. Queensland began as a colony of British prisoners in 1824, and by the 1840s, other people were moving in. Today, the state produces huge quantities of pineapples, bananas, mangoes, and sugarcane. R is for radio. In the Outback, children listen and talk to their teachers over the radio. The children live too far from any town to attend school. Students receive and send its tests, homework, through the mail. These days, they might use the phone, the internet, and videos as well as the radio. Australian children attend school from ages 5 to 15. Many keep going to school and eventually attend universities. Most schools give students a summer vacation in January. When it is winter in North America, it is summer in Australia. S is for Sydney. Sydney is Australia's largest city. Like most Australians, many of the Sydney's 4 million people come from other countries. Sydney is on the east coast of Australia and has over 40 beaches. It is also has one of the most famous buildings in the world, the Sydney Opera House. Both Sydney and Melbourne, Australia, two largest cities, wanted to be the capital. So the city of Canberra was built between the two, and it became the capital. T is for Tucker. Tucker is the Aussie word for food. Australian food is a blend of different countries' cooking styles. Aussie eat lots of fish and shellfish and meat cooked on a barbecue. A small beef pie, often served with sauce ketchup, is a favorite snack, especially while watching footy or Australian football. Other Aussie foods: lamingtons, a small square cakes dipped in chocolate and rolled in coconut; Vegemite, a dark brown spread that comes from the yeast and is used on toast and sandwich; bush tucker, foods found in the wild such as berries, fruits, and insects, as well as kangaroos, crocodiles, and birds. Aborigines lived on bush tuckers for thousands of years. U is for Uluru. In the middle of Australia, a huge red rock rises from the flat earth. It is almost as tall as the Empire State Building. This sandstone rock is known as Uluru or Ayers Rock. As the sun sets in the outback, the rock seems to glow. Uluru is Australia's most popular tourist attraction. Uluru is an ancient Aboriginal name for this rock, which is sacred to the Anangu Aborigines. The Aborigines call their religion the Dreaming. Most Australians are Christians. Other religions that people practice in Australia besides the Dreaming are Judaism, Islam, and Buddhism. V is for Victoria. Victoria is a state in southeastern Australia called the Garden State. Farmers in Victoria grow vegetables, apples, and grapes. Ranchers raise cattle for meat and sheep for meat and wool. The city of Melbourne is the capital of Victoria. Many of Australia's factories are in Melbourne. Victoria is named for Queen Victoria. She ruled Britain and Australian colonies from 1837 to 1901. W is for Waltzing Matilda. Most Australians consider Waltzing Matilda to be the national song. It was written by Australian musician Andrew Barton Banjo Patterson in 1895. The words Waltzing Matilda mean traveling from place to place in search of work, carrying your belongings on your back. X is for exports. Australia exports more wool than any other country in the world, and much of the world's wheat. The country also exports minerals such as coal, gold, and iron ore. Y is for yabby. A yabby is a freshwater crayfish. Yabbies look like small lobsters. They are favorite Australian food. Catching yabbies is a popular pastime. Z is for ANZAC Day. The ANZAC Day is named for soldiers of Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, or ANZAC, who fought in World War I. ANZAC Day is a national holiday on April 25, honoring people who have died in all wars. Children like to be in the ANZAC Day parades. Other Australian holidays include Australia Day, January 26, honors the day when the British first came to Australia. May 27 is a day to honor the Aboriginal peoples and apologize for how they were treated in the past. Queen's birthday is celebrated in June. Boxing Day in December 26 is a day to relax after Christmas and give presents in boxes to people who works for you. There you have it, Australia ABC. I hope you have learned something today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye.